Hi, welcome back. In this video you will learn how to use docstrings. So what are docstrings? Well, you have heard me mention them here and there, but we never explained exactly what they are. So you saw that when we do something like help and you check the help documentation of a function such as input or print or len, let's try len, you get this documentation. This is actually called the docstring of that function. So if you are on PyCharm, you can actually see where this docstring is written. So in a Python file, just write len, and then right click over it and go to, and then to implementation. That will take you at the file where len is written. Now this is a fake function, but the string is the actual docstring. So this docstring is the one displayed in here as well. So when you do help len, for example, then the help function generates this automatic text, help on built-in function len in module built-ins, and it also generates the structure of the function, and then it extracts the docstring from the place where the function is defined. In this case, it is here. So we can do the same for our own functions. So docstrings are written in the first line, and you use triple quotes from both sides of the strings. So then you write the description of the function, so that if your function is later used by someone else or by you, they can use the help function and see the help documentation, the docstring of the function. So what can you write here? Well, we can learn from these functions here. So the len function says that return the number of items in a container. That's what the len function does. So it calculates the number of items in a list or string or other sequence types of objects. And there are other functions as well. So that's the input function. This has more description, and when there is more text, you want to put the text between the triple quotes in separate lines, as you see here. In our case, so make a space and write something. Read a text file and return the list of. So since this is getting too long, I think we can split it and we can write the rest in here. So read the text file and return the list of to-do items. So that should do it. So it's the same format as this one here. So how is this docstring useful now? Well, currently it is not very useful given the structure of our program, but you'll see later on that you can create multiple Python files for one program, and then these files can interact with each other. And then you might want to access the help documentation of a function from another file, and so then it becomes helpful to have this docstring. As an experiment, you could also try the help function in here and say get to-dos, and so you want to print out the output of help. Here in the command line, in the Python console, you don't have to use print, as I have mentioned before. For functions, for variables, you just call the variable or the function and you just get the output. But here you want to print the output of help. So let's run the script, and that's what we get. So that's the request to enter a to-do, which is executed by this line. So that's the output of that. But before this, we get this docstring printed out by this help file. So that's the help documentation. As you see, help on function get to do is module main. This is automatically generated by the help function. And then we have a representation of the to-dos function. So it shows what argument it gets. It shows that this has a default value. And then it shows the docstring of the function in here. So read the text file and return the list of to-do items. So now if anybody else uses your function, they can read what the function does by using the help function. And the docstring you write is important. So let me close that, delete that line. So that was one use case of the docstring, when someone else uses your functions or you use your functions through the help file. Another use is, of course, for you directly. So when you write and then read your code, you look at your code later on and you see these functions, you can just look at the docstring, you can read what it does. So that will tell you what this function does, so that you don't have to look at the code. So descriptions are good. Let's write an F string for this function as well. So 3 double quotes, a space, write a to-do items list in the text file. So that should be enough. That's about docstring. So it is recommended to use docstrings for every function. Some people just don't use them, especially when you have very simple functions. But the general recommendation is to use docstrings. So thanks a lot for following this. I hope it makes sense, and see you later.